Well, you're tiny. Hey guys, Envy here. Let's go on Digimon Adventure. So today we're gonna be doing like a review cover of a device. I don't know how I personally feel about this device. It's very different from like your usual V-Pets, but we're gonna be covering like the smallest Digimon V-Pet out there currently. Like this guy is absolutely tiny as hell. I would do like a comparison to like the original or like the usual Digimon V pets. But I'm going to talk about some of the features, the functions, fusions, which is like the main premise of the device, and yeah. So here we've got the device and the box itself. The box is kind of boring. It just keeps the device in there, and there's nothing like no major art like to most of the Digiboxes. It's got the sprite of like the main Digimon you see on here, like your starting one. Other than that, there's nothing really too special about it. The box itself comes with like a guide. If you want to see that, it has instructions. It does tell you some of the Digimons on this device and how it works and all that, but we're going to cover that in more detail in here. Here's the actual main device itself. It has the like square bird box looking design with it, with the screen and the three buttons. But in terms of size, why it's called the Mini, it is absolutely tiny compared to a normal standard device. Like you can put this thing is pretty much the same like size as like the black frame of the devices. Like this thing is absolutely tiny as hell. Like it's really cute, but I'm guaranteed I'm gonna probably lose this later down the line somewhere. Like, I might fall behind the bed, or might lose it in a pocket. But it's a cool idea, but extremely, extremely easy to lose unless you put on something like a keychain, maybe. Fortunately, it hasn't got like that normal like clip which you can put it onto. It's just got this thing which you can kind of put it round stuff. So I guess that's good, but it's not exactly stable. With the Mini, it's like a really oversimplified version of a normal V-Pet, Digimon V-Pet. As the first you can see, there's no like icons on the screen around it compared to like this guy. You can kind of scroll through it. So let's go through the functions of this device, starting with the A button. The A button is kind of like the main essential button you could be pressing along with the B one, but we get to that later on. So if you press the A button just by itself, you get the food menu. This device is weird because you can't actually tell if it's hungry or not. Like it does let you know with like the icon and it kind of beeps at you. But there's no like manual way to see like the stats of it to let you know if it's hungry or if it needs more supplements. So if you just press this, maybe it's hungry. Let's just find out. Yeah, so straight away we kind of fed it, so it doesn't want any more of that. But with the supplements, you can just keep pressing it and it just keeps going. Like there's no like wait thing on this. It's really weird. Anyway, going to the B button now. The B button has like two functions. So the first function is the battle X and the C battle. The C battle is to connect to another device, but this device doesn't connect to normal devices. It has like that 3-pin thing, which I think this can only connect to other Xros Wars devices. We would get to X battles a little bit later because that's kind of like the main feature of this device and how you kind of evolve it with the fusions and stuff. So going to the B button, it shows you how many battles we've won. We've got like half, we've got 50-50. If you keep going, if you keep going with the A button, it shows you percentage of wins. I won 50 wins. I think that's with the connectors. And that's pretty much it in terms of like what you can do with it. Oh, you can mute it as well by holding these two buttons down, which you can turn it on and off. But that's essentially the device in general as well. The sprites on this little guy though, he's pretty clean. You can see the Digimon pretty well. But yeah, it's very, very bare basic for what it is. Also, as well, like most pets, this does go to sleep and it does poo, but there's no menu for it. Instead, you just got to press the A button, which automatically does it, which is good if you don't want to go for the menus, but also it's very lazy to some degree as well. You just got to press the one button and it's done. Like, you don't have to go through all the menus and interact with it like that. So now we can start talking about the Digimon itself and how you make it evolve. With this device, there is no like time periods of how long this guy will evolve. Instead, with the name Xros Wars and fusions, you have to fuse this Digimon with other Digimon to get the next stage, which brings us to X Battle, which you be quite alive if you get this device. So every time you click on this, you get like a random Digimon. So here we've got Cutemon. So we're going to press B again. Ready? And with this, you gotta keep spamming that B button. And I mean, you have to spam the absolute hell out of it. I think the max with it is 30. As you can see, the battle sprite itself is quite fluent for this small device. Oh, we've got Mega Hit. I think it's Mega Hit. Oh, he's still moving. And we got a win. So because we've got the win, we have a chance to fuse with this with Cumon. So now we can fuse with it. Digifusion. With each battle, it is kind of randomly generated, and depending if you defeat the Digimon, you get an opportunity to fuse with it, and that's essentially how you evolve with the Digimon. I believe as well with this device, the Digimon itself never dies, but it can get injured, which all you got to do is press the A button again. It's quite weird, and I like the fact you can choose to stick with a particular Digimon if you like it or not. But again, there's no form of like real mass progression with, you start from egg to its ultimate level, perfect level. Which is another good thing and bad thing. Also, another thing about this device, you don't hatch it from egg. You more or less kind of just jump straight from like the based form Digimon, which on this device is Greymon, which is cool. Forgot to mention, if you hold down the B button here, you can do training, but I've not really noticed it makes an effect in the actual X battle. So I'm just going to kind of like share my thoughts on device and my opinions of it. This device is, I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, but I don't like it as well. I like the premise of it and the fact you've got like a miniature version of the actual devices, which is super cute. But at the same time, it lacks a lot of like functions as a V-Pet. But I like the idea of being able to fuse with the Digimon, which is cool. I've never actually watched Xros Wars. I think I've watched a couple of episodes of it, but I never personally got into it. But I think this device is not a very good like entry point if you're looking or considering to make it as your first device. It's very bare bones, very basic. But at the same time, it's good if you're like a very busy person and even got the time to actually put much effort with the devices itself, which you kind of got to pay attention to normal devices quite a lot. Um, it's not bad, not good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe, and see you next one.